Good morning, class. In today's video we are going to learn about the Central Plains, the Mississippi Missouri Basin and case study of lumbering in Canada. Now up till now, when we were doing the major physical features of North America, we learned about the Western Cordillera, the Eastern Highlands and the Canadian Shield. Now you can see the central lowlands marked very clearly over here. Okay, so now let us see what it is, learn about it in detail. Underline the Central Plains, open up to page number 75. The Central Plains lie between the Western Cordilleras and the Eastern Highlands, also called the Central Lowlands. They stretch from the Hudson Bay in the north to the Gulf of Mexico in the south. It extends over a distance of about 2000 km from east to the west and about 6000 km from the north to the south. The northern part of this region is grassland called the prairies. In the west, the height of this region is more and they are called highlands here. Now children, where the land is plain, then extensive wheat farming is taken up over there, whereas when we are talking about the highlands, cattle rearing, as a lot of grass, wild grass grows over there, alfalfa. So cattle rearing is taken up in the highlands, whereas in the lowlands, wheat is cultivated on a extensive scale. The Central Plain is the most fertile region of the continent and is famous for agricultural activities. It is drained by Mississippi-Missouri river system. The river system provides water for irrigation, hydroelectricity and transportation. So this is how the Central Plains are important to the people in the living in the lowland area and the economy of US. Now coming to Mississippi-Missouri Basin, the 6,115 km long Mississippi-Missouri river system drains the central lowland of North America. Now children, it is very important to learn this correct spelling of both the rivers, as you will come across them often. So it is very simple. Missy, please break the spelling. Missy, double SI, then again double SI followed by double PI. So this way, if you remember it, you will not forget it. Drains the Mississippi-Missouri river system drains the central lowland of North America. The basin of this river system spreads over a vast area of 1,800,000 square kilometers approximately, and is a major economic zone of this continent. So economically it is very important. The water is used for the commercial grain farming in the prairies, for the dairy farming as well as for hydroelectricity. So the cattle or dairy farming is done extensively in the highlands. Transportation of cargo as well as people is another important use of this river. Not anything very difficult to understand. Just please pay attention to the economic activities taken up over there. And the central lowlands are also known as the Central Plains. The extent of these plains from the Hudson Bay in the north to the Gulf of Mexico to the south. Now these are the major important things. The two rivers, Mississippi and Missouri river system, which drains and makes the area very fertile. Now case study, lumbering in Canada. Underline please, the word lumber means tree that is used to obtain timber for various activities. Timber is another word for wood. Lumbering is a process of cutting and felling of softwood trees and is the prime occupation in Canada. Softwood, where the wood is soft. The main objective of this activity is to collect the softwood from the coniferous forest belt of the country and supply the raw material to the various forest-based industries. The softwoods are used for making furniture, paper, newsprint and synthetic fiber. So this is the importance, how the softwood is important for the economy of the region. Now let us see how it is taken. The process is what the process is all about. Now see, can you see the logs, huge logs taken, being transported from one place to another, and further ahead you will learn that these logs are floated in the rivers which drain the area from a higher elevation to a lower elevation for where they go to see. This is the primary source. Primary is where the lumbering is taking place, and then those logs are floated down to secondary industries where they are beaten into pulp and then shaped into different products. Now here we talk about lumberjacks. Who are lumberjacks? Underline are the people who are engaged in lumbering and live in lumber camps for the entire season. Now lumbering season is generally during winters, where the sap in the tree is frozen and it is therefore easier to cut the tree. Now they live mostly away from their families. Their camps are set up near the forest with kitchen and other facilities. So it is a camp area where they are provided food and other basic necessities of life. Their work involves finding out the trees, felling them, sawing them into logs and putting them aside for various uses. Now not every tree will be fell down, but they will see the quality of the wood. They are so efficient in their jobs that they just by the texture of the bark they can make sure that whether the tree is old enough to be felled or not. Now then felling them, sawing them into logs and putting them aside for various uses. Lumberjacks are temporary settlers living in logging camps in forests, wandering from one job to another. Now see children, if you can and if you have the interest, do check out some documentaries where you will see, just while watching these documentaries you will learn much faster than you will learn from your textbook, because then you will remember that documentary forever. Their work is very hard and of long duration. It's very hard work. They are free only in the weekends. They work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and work even in rain, snow and freezing cold. So I've already told you that the lumbering season is during the winters. Now let us see when the day begins. Lumberjack's day begins at 5 a.m. The heavy breakfast is served at 5:30 a.m. by a bull cook, main cook. After that they are ready for the day's work. They cut the trees into logs, then these timber logs are floated down to sawmills and pulp mills by rivers. On rivers they are floated down. Miles and miles of logs you will see being floated down on the river, and just a small boat tugging them along. So children, it is very interesting if you will just see the documentary. Now then tractors and horses are used for bringing the logs from the forest to the river banks. The day of lumberjack ends at 9 p.m.